Madison Marie was born on April 3rd, 1985. Her childhood was steeped in the idyllic charm of small-town America. Raised by loving parents who valued discipline and the arts, Madison grew up surrounded by books. From an early age, she developed a deep love for literature. Her parents encouraged her academic pursuits, filling their modest home with novels and poetry. By high school, Madison's intelligence and quiet beauty made her a well-known figure at Pine Haven High. Still, she preferred the company of books over social crowds. During her senior year, she met Caspian Alwyn, a charismatic transfer student with dreams of becoming a journalist. Their shared love of literature sparked an intense connection. Their romance moved quickly, becoming the talk of the town. After graduation, both attended the University of Oregon. Madison studied library science. Caspian pursued journalism. Their college years were filled with late-night study sessions, debates about books, and dreams of adventure. After graduating, they returned to Pine Haven. Madison secured a job at the local library and quickly rose to head librarian. Caspian, however, struggled. Opportunities were limited, and his dreams began to feel out of reach. On a crisp autumn day, they married at Pine Haven Community Church. The entire town attended. For a while, Madison seemed to have everything: a fulfilling career, a loving husband, and community respect. But cracks soon appeared. Caspian grew restless, resentful of small-town life. Madison, deeply rooted in Pine Haven, couldn't understand his dissatisfaction. Conversations turned into arguments. Silence replaced affection. Over 2 painful years, their marriage unraveled. Caspian spent more time drinking at the local bar. Madison buried herself in library projects, clinging to the hope that perfection might save them. In spring 2013, Caspian announced he had accepted a junior reporter position in Seattle. He didn't sound excited. He sounded finished. Within a week, he was gone. The divorce was quick. The emotional damage was not. For 2 years, Madison lived in quiet limbo, working, reading, surviving. Then fate intervened. On a rain-soaked Tuesday in April 2015, Silas Quinn walked into the Pine Haven Public Library. Tall, warm, and newly arrived from Portland, he introduced himself as the new high school English teacher. They bonded instantly over literature. Silas became a regular at the library. Conversations stretched until closing time. Slowly, Madison felt something she hadn't felt in years: hope. Their romance moved fast. Madison bloomed. Silas showered her with affection. 6 months later, he proposed in the same park where they'd had their first date. She said yes. They married in a small ceremony at the Pine Haven Botanical Gardens. For Madison, it felt like a second chance at happiness. The first 2 years were blissful. A cozy home, shared reading nights, dinner parties. Silas became a beloved teacher. Madison glowed with pride. But slowly, things shifted. Silas worked later hours, guarded his phone, paid more attention to his appearance. Madison noticed and ignored the unease growing in her chest. As their 3rd anniversary approached, Madison planned a romantic trip to the Oregon coast. Then Lachlan Frost entered their lives. Lachlan, a new biology teacher from Australia, stood out immediately. Charming, outgoing, magnetic, Silas and Lachlan bonded quickly. Lunches turned into constant texts, calls taken in private. Inside jokes Madison wasn't part of. Silas brushed off her concerns. Madison tried to believe him, but as autumn settled in, her suspicions grew. One night, unable to ignore her instincts, Madison checked Silas's phone. The messages were unmistakable, flirtatious, intimate, secretive. Silas denied everything, but Madison watched and waited. On a cold Friday evening in late November, she followed him to the high school. Through a classroom door, she saw the truth. Silas and Lachlan locked in a passionate embrace. Her world shattered. Madison returned home numb. Shock gave way to rage, and rage hardened into resolve. On Saturday, December 7th, she set her plan in motion. She told Silas she was visiting her parents. Instead, she waited. At 9:30 p.m., she returned home quietly. Through the window, she saw Silas and Lachlan together on the couch. She entered the house with a gun she had taken days earlier. Time slowed. Words were shouted. Accusations screamed. Then shots rang out. Silas collapsed. Lachlan followed. When silence returned, Madison dropped the gun. Sirens soon filled the night. She offered no resistance. The town of Pine Haven was left in shock. The trial that followed captivated the nation. Madison was found guilty of second-degree murder on both counts. She was sentenced to 20 years to life, eligible for parole after 20 years. A quiet librarian, a shattered marriage, a moment of rage that destroyed everything. If this twisted story left you on edge, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Our next video dives into another chilling case of love, betrayal, and consequences that can never be undone.